Welcome to day 2 of the Alchemical Revival Symposium with the School of Soil, Soul, and Spirit. We're so delighted that you're joining us. We had an amazing day yesterday with our first set of speakers talking about bridging the gap between alchemy and the sciences with some wonderful presentations and a really incredible panel at the end of the day. Some really insightful things shared, some really heartfelt connection to this work. So yeah, thank you and welcome again. So I wanted to start this morning with some gratitudes. We have been planning this as I described yesterday for quite some time, and we've had the support of the Koros Institute at koros.org. It's a nonprofit organization that my dad, Dennis Klosek, and Patricia Dixon have started. It's been going for years now, and it supported the work of dialogue between people who are interested in doing inner work to make the world a better place. And it's been a real gift to the work here at Soil, Soul, and Spirit. Many donors have contributed generously throughout the years to allow us to bring Dennis's lectures out from the archive, the recordings, as well as posting many free articles, lectures, and other resources at the website dennisklosek.com. So I wanted to give a shout out to the Koros Institute. Thank you so much for all your support over the years. It's meant a ton to us. So feel free to check out their website at koros.org. I also wanted to send a big thank you to those of you that registered as a student sponsor. Many of you chose that level of registration, and those extra dollars have gone towards scholarships for students to be able to participate in our event this weekend. We were able to give 6 full ride scholarships to folks. We have a BD farmer in Mexico. We have another BD farmer in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. There's a Waldorf garden teacher also in Malaysia. We have some folks from India, postgraduate students who are studying Indian medicine making. We were able to give full ride to them. There's some graduates in California, some biology graduates who found alchemy and realized, wow, this is really what I was seeking when I got my college education. And then a BD farmer, researcher, and agroecologist in Costa Rica at the Luna Nueva farm. So those are full ride scholarships for them. And then we've had over 30 students take advantage of our student pricing. Folks from California, Serbia, Spain, the UK, Canada, India, South Africa, Portugal, France, and even more that I didn't have a chance to collate this morning. So thank you all that purchase the sponsor level. That really allows for those folks to get access to this. And with the exchange rates as they are, sometimes it makes a huge difference for them. So thank you again for doing that if you did. We also had some questions about resources. We have, I think, some new folks to alchemy or beginners in alchemy, and they were curious, where can I find more as sort of a getting started place? And so I want to point you to 2 things. I'm going to put a couple links here in the chat. The first is an article that Dennis wrote years ago. It's on a website called What is Alchemy? And it kind of gives the framework, at least from Dennis's perspective, on how to think about alchemy. You know, it's not just what we think of as turning lead into gold. That's really the metaphorical language that is speaking there, the symbolic language. We're turning the dross into higher elevated things, the mud into the lily or the lotus, as Patricia talked about yesterday. So feel free to check that article out if you're curious as a starting point. But Dennis and I, through the funding from Koros a couple years ago, put together what we call the School of Soil, Soul, and Spirit. And that is at dennisklosek.com/school. And Dennis put a couple years of work into organizing and writing a set of principal articles, is the way we've talked about it, on 6 different subjects: biodynamics, natural sciences, spiritual work, body work, soul work. And he's organized these articles as what are the core principles in these various areas. And then beneath that, there are articles of applying those principles, like the practical aspects of it. And then below, you'll see the lectures that are related to that. And then even below that, you'll see books that Dennis has written related to that. So if you're curious about how to start, go to that school page, look at the specific area that is relevant to your interest, biodynamics or soul work, and then dive in there and see if that doesn't give you a good starting point. Also on that main school page at the bottom, there's a series of tutorials that Dennis has put together that go from the very foundations, cosmic reality, geometry, those sorts of things, all the way through and looking at what are the principles of alchemy and how can you understand them and apply them in all these various fields. So that's all free. I encourage you to take a look at that series. Then the last 2, I'm just going to put the links in here. They are 2 lectures that are up on the website that really kind of give an overview of the alchemical picture in just a really beautiful way. So those 2 are paid. I may try and make them free. I'll see what I can get to today, just so you can have quick access to them. But those are also a good place to start. And then last, I want to just share the link to the recordings from yesterday. So you could go back and review those as you want if you purchase the recording level. We're not making them, available for 24 hours or things like that, just because that's really complicated. And honestly, we're trying to keep the price low. So anything that made it more complicated and cost more time and energy, we just tried to do away with. So there are scholarships available. If you would like, you can look at dennisklosek.com/scholarship. And there's a little form there. You can apply for scholarships. We do have some funds for that as well. So for those that really need, that's an option if you want to take your study deeper. So with that, let's get into our work for today. We have a wonderful panel for today. The subject of the day is alchemy, the healing, the body, and the soul.